1961, with the country locked in an urgent space race against the Soviet Union, NASA chose Houston as the site for its new Manned Spacecraft Center and the training ground for its brand new astronaut corps. Those with the fabled right stuff would wind up here under the South Texas sun, preparing to pilot the most powerful vehicles known to man. So it's only fitting that we find ourselves back in the shadow of modern spaceflight to test this latest slice of audacious Americana, the Hennessey VelociRaptor 6x6. So we're here at Hennessey Performance with Jason Geigley, the lead fabricator, the metallurgic sorcerer, the master of this domain. And he's going to tell us exactly what they did to the engine of the 6x6 VelociRaptor.
We take the small intercooler from Ford, toss it, put a big air-to-air intercooler, big blow-off valve, huge cold air intake, a Borla exhaust.
And then it's the stock transmission as well. Surprising amount of stock parts on this truck, considering what it is, a 6x6.
But it is a Ford Raptor. And
it's still a Ford
tough.
Raptor.
Yeah.
And it's really impressive how you look at it from this angle and it would just seem like a regular Ford Raptor.
I think that's one of my favorite parts about it.
Yeah, it's like
it's
a little,
just like, oh, another Raptor, and you're like, what?
What? A little surprise. So they tricked out the engine, gave it about 600 horsepower, which is a bump up from 450 in the stock model. That is noticeable. You definitely feel it on acceleration. The whole modifications that they added, the extra axle, the longer bed, the lift kit, the bigger tires, it all adds up to about 800 pounds over the stock weight. So it does need that extra power to give it an oomph. And trust me, they're working on making it even more powerful because it's never enough for John Hennessey. But obviously, the magic of this truck is in its name, 6x6, 6 wheels. That third axle is not nearly as noticeable as I thought it would be. Looking at the truck, you think this is gonna drive like a freaking tank. And you know, it does feel heavy. It's 6,700 pounds or so, give or take a couple hundred. You're gonna feel the size, you're gonna feel the heft. At the same time, the engineering that they did at normal driving speeds, it feels like any other stock pickup. Take me through exactly what it takes to turn a regular Raptor into this 6-wheeled beast from a fabrication standpoint.
So we put the factory Raptor on a lift, put a 6-inch FabTech lift kit on the front. Then with the extra inch coilover blocks to get about 7 inches. Take the bed off.
Yep.
Just take every single thing off.
So it's basically a completely disassembled back end that you then extend and rebuild from scratch.
Yes. And we take it off the lift, take it back to behind the curtain.
The secret corner.
And that's where the magic, I guess, starts happening.
It is, you're the sorcerer, it is magic.
We cut the frame off, I don't know, it's like right here. Then we add exactly 30 inches right to there, and then we put the back half of the frame back on. The front axle, which is a custom Ford 9-inch, it has a pass-through differential. So the drive shaft comes, hooks up to it, and then there's another smaller drive shaft that goes to the other one. So what it has is a inverted leaf spring set right in the middle. So the axles are out on the end of the leaf spring.
Got it.
We probably way overdid it. I know down the road, nothing's ever going to happen to
Those
that.
welds are.
Yeah.
And you guys came up with the fender design, the way it would have to just go straight like that, the measurements, that was all figured out in-house?
Yeah. We just figured there's just enough room.
There is basically
for the opening,
just enough room.
And then, the corners, which I think that's the allure of it.
I cannot believe I'm driving a 6-wheeled Ford Raptor right now. What's even crazier is that Because this started out as a brand new 2018 Ford Raptor, it smells like a brand new car in here, and yet it may be the furthest thing from a stock pickup that you'll find, and yet strangely the ride, it's a little firmer than a regular Ford Raptor, but you can't really tell that you're hauling around an extra axle back there and that you've got 6 wheels doing all the work. So it just feels like a normal pickup truck right now. It is hilarious. It's just like, oh, who the makes this? Get on it a little bit.
As far as this leaf spring being mounted to this, you can basically say if this was the axle of the vehicle.
Yeah, that's what it
this
almost
is
looks
nothing
like.
special. This is exactly what, you know?
Yeah. This is all custom fabrication too, because this is the frame, and
This
then you
is,
had to.
okay, this is the actual stock location of the shock mount.
Wow.
From right here is where we cut the frame. Right?
Like it never even happened.
Never even happened. Add this 30 inches, put the back on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then we got plates inside, and then we put a whole plate. You know, this frame is definitely overkill for sure. I think everything you see under here besides the axles is completely custom.
Yeah.
No store-bought parts here.
The differential just seems like the real magic of this truck.
It really is.
This being the new one, the
Yes.
Ford 9.
Yeah.
Is this drive shaft, short drive shaft custom as well?
Yes. But it's like, you know.
Also, I like the custom lettering there.
You know, and this is very similar to, I don't know, old Peterbilt, you know, big 18-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
They just have little drive shafts in between those. And it really is super heavy-duty axle.
Hennessey didn't do any internal work to the block. It's all add-ons, replacing external parts, intake, exhaust, intercooler, things like that. And yet, well, the exhaust has a lot to do with it. It sounds way better than a stock EcoBoost, as you can hear. Yeah. Now I will say, you get on it right there. I don't know if you could see my body going like this a little bit because there's a little bit of a pulse on acceleration. I don't know if it's because the two axles back there working together changes the dynamics of the car that much, or it's just an unfortunate side effect of having 6 wheels, but it was noticeable. This truck will run you about $350,000. At that price point, you don't really need a reason for anything. I mean, Rolls-Royce doesn't need a reason for putting baby sheepskin on the dashboard or 24 karat gold inserts in the seat. I don't know if either of those things are true. Because of the cachet of the Raptor, because it represents extreme capability and relative luxury, they A, don't have any problem building these, B, they don't have any problem selling these, and C, their Ford Raptor business, building those VelociRaptor 600 without the 6 wheels, is actually their biggest selling item. They do more Raptors than anything else at Hennessey, and that's reflective of where we are as a new car market. People love trucks, they love pickups, and this is just about the craziest one you can buy in America. So I understand that there are people who think that this is probably the dumbest way that you could spend 350 grand. And to them I say, this is America. You can do whatever you want. If this is the thing that you want to spend the equivalent of a college education on, then do so. Because it means more people will be willing to take on and create and bring to life projects like this. You know, it's almost too perfect that here we are just outside of Houston, not too far away from NASA's Johnson Space Center. President Kennedy wanted to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade. And that spirit of innovation, of pioneering, that is alive and well in this truck. You might even say it's got the right stuff.